What's up, brother?
Yo, anytime I say your name, I feel like I'm saying it like how I used to hear it on the mixtapes. Envy, envy.
Envy, envy.
But then there's also DJ Envy.
Right. Couple different ways.
Yo, Envy, man. First off, thanks for participating this week. And I know you're calling me from that compound you call a crib.
Yeah, I'm at the crib. I'm at the crib.
Are you even like in the same tri-state area? Because it's raining over here. You got your own weather.
Yeah, we in Jersey. I'm about my crib is about 30 minutes from New York City, so we about 30 minutes out. This is the old crib. The new crib is about maybe 12 minutes from the city. So we're moving. So
Oh yeah, that's right, right. So no more helicopters to the station in the
not
morning, or
no more helicopters to the station, man.
okay, cool, man. Well, like someone said, call you DJ Shrimp. I know you by Envy.
Hmm.
So DJ Shrimp, let's talk about your journey before you show us some of your artifacts into this mixtape game.
Yeah, well, I started off as DJ Shrimp. Back in the day when you did mixtapes, there was a DJ and then there was the host.
Right.
So I Shrimp, and I had a partner, DJ Mono, and together we were Envy Productions. I went to St. Francis Prep, which is a Catholic school in Queens.
Auto say, for instance.
A couple of black kids there, so we always used to say the kids envied us, and on the stamp of the mixtapes it would say Envy. And when we would go, pass the mixtapes out, nobody fucked with our mixtapes. Nobody bought them. They didn't sell. So my man was like, "Yo, I'm not doing this no more. I'm getting the chicks. I'm not no more. I'm messing with the chicks. You continue to do it." So I was slow as like I wasn't how people say I was a ball, I was a player. I was getting no action. So I stayed in the basement and DJ'd and practiced. And when I used to drop off the tapes, they'd be like, "Oh, you got the new Envy. Oh, here's Envy," and the name just stuck. So if I
Wow.
stamp on there, I would be DJ Shrimp right now.
I'm glad you made the switch.
Yeah. Well, they made the switch for me. So shout out to the African bootleggers that made my name.
Right. And then somehow, of course, DJ Clue, next door neighbor, grew up in the same neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys started this Desert Storm thing.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about that journey.
Well, Clue lived across the street from me, and he's the reason I even got into music. I was waiting for the bus before I had a DJ name. I was Rashawn, waiting for the bus.
Right.
And Clue used to ride bikes, and we used to play ball. I didn't know he was a DJ because remember, at first nobody knew what Clue looked like. But one day I seen him pull up in a BMW, and I'm like, "Yo, what did you do to get that?" And he was like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Well, how you making money? Like we 16 years old."
Right.
And he's like, "I'm a DJ." I'm like, "Yeah, all right, whatever." I thought he was selling drugs. Like, no, I'm a DJ.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Ernesto? He was like, "Yo, come to my crib after school." So after school, I went to his crib. His mom's let me in. I go down his basement. I walk down the basement, and all I see is just records, like thousands of records and tape cassettes. And I'm like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm DJ Clue." And I'm, "You're Clue?" Like, now, mind you, to make a little extra money, I used to bootleg Clue tapes back in the day and
Wow.
sell. Wow.
That's crazy.
So I was like, "So wait a minute, you making money off of doing something you love and it's legal?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, I want to be a DJ." And that day I started, and I would call him like every other day, be like, "Yo, what equipment should I buy? What should I do?" And it started from there.
Wow. And it never looked back, man. I remember buying your tapes, Clue's tapes on Jamaica Avenue after school, amongst other DJs.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been doing this for over, 20 years now, right?
20 years, yeah, over 20 years.
Wow. Haven't looked back since.
Nah, I haven't.
What was sometimes me and my friends debate about what was the greatest era in mixtapes. Like, was it the 90s? Was it the mid 2000s? For you, being, head in it, what era would you say was the best for you?
I think it was the Clue era. I call it the Clue era.
Okay.
The Clue Ron G era. I just think that era just did it totally different. I mean, just think about it. We went from cassettes and then went from cassettes to CDs. And you think about this is when records really mattered. Like,
Yeah.
we actually broke records off of mixtapes. There's no era that could say that. No era, a lot of eras made mixtapes, but we actually broke records, got artists signed off of freestyles. You know what I mean? And there's not too many eras that can say that. And Clue just transformed the game like no other. I mean, what he was able to do, not just doing mixtapes, but making albums and production. And I mean, Clue was selling mixtapes like artists were selling albums. I mean, and I think
Right.
Clue was the best mixtape DJ ever of all time.
Definitely. I definitely think he's on Mount Rushmore. I would say Kid Capri, Clue, Drama. And the fifth spot, I'll probably give it to Khaled for what he's done. Well, the fourth spot, give it to Khaled for what he's done in recent years. But
Can't give it to Khaled because he's not a mixtape DJ, in my opinion. He's a DJ that does albums and a great DJ. But when it comes to mixtape DJs being in the street, sending packages to artists, I mean to stores and doing that, I think you got to give it to like Ron G.
Oh yeah, for
You know,
sure.
Kid Capri. Then I would do Drama and Clue. I think those four. But like I said, when it comes to mixtape DJs, I can't put even there DJ somebody says Screw and DJ Screw.
Right.
But those are the DJs that I look to as far as mixtape goats.
That's fair. That's fair. And now, Envy, man, I know you have a busy day ahead, and this is
Yeah.
Artifacts. You talk about your journey. We see it all the time on Instagram. So I just wanted to see some of the things that you've acquired throughout the years, throughout your mixtape and career, your journey, and show us to the people.
Yeah, well, for me, like I watched the show and I wanted to do things that I purchased throughout the times that hip hop has influenced me.
Mm.
So the main one, there's a album cover, and Jay-Z got a Jets jersey on, right? And the Jets jersey, he was wearing this watch right here, which is a Cartier watch. Watch is 20 years old.
Wow.
He purchased this watch. This watch when we purchased it was $2,400, and this was my first expensive watch, $2,400 back then. And the way I got it was when I got married. You know how people give you money when you get married? I was like, babe, I need a watch. And I purchased the watch after seeing Jay-Z have it on the album cover. So this is my Cartier watch. Cost me $2,400.
That was on the Blueprint album, if I'm not mistaken.
Blueprint album, yeah. He had the green with the Scully on.
Yeah,
he had that watch. Him and Russell Simmons were the only two people that had that watch. It was sold out, and I was able to get it in Paramus, New Jersey. The next thing that I did, you know, I went to school in Virginia. I went to Hampton University, and I used to always see Pharrell. Like Pharrell was always in there. I knew Pharrell very, very young. I knew Pusha T and the Clips. Yeah, they always used to be on campus. A funny story is one time I sat down with Pharrell, and this is when I definitely didn't see the vision. Pharrell asked me to be part of his Star Trek crew. Yeah,
I didn't know this.
Back in the day, we had a meet. I think it was like an Applebee's, and he was trying to create this huge conglomerate producers and just a whole team. And I didn't see the vision at all. Like to me, back then, Pharrell was just kind of weird. Like,
well, did he have any? I mean, Pharrell's been in the game for a long time, but did he have any songs out in particular that
he had just started working with Nori?
Oh wow, so it's like 97, 98 maybe.
97, 98. Yeah, I was in college, and like they would come to my clubs all the time, and I never really hung out with the students. I always hung out with the street dudes. So me and Pusha and all of them used to always go out. I mean, I got stories of me and Pusha getting beat up by the football team, where they throwing chairs at us and we throwing chairs back. Yeah, like me and Pusha. Yeah, Pusha's my guy. Like my guy.
Wow.
So Pharrell heavily influenced me because he was the one person I would see that you could see the money and see him making money. And when he purchased, I don't know if you remember his NERD chain.
Wow.
But I made an Envy chain, an Envy belt buckle just like his because I just thought it was dope. But I didn't have Pharrell money. So I also had to make it into a chain. So I made it either way. So I could either wear it as a chain like this, or I could put on my belt buckle like this. You know what I mean? And that's versatile. Diamonds are still out of it. I had this for probably over 20 years, man.
Wow. I remember that chain.
Mm-hmm.
I think you had that and you had the blocks. The
blocks that spin, yeah. I actually gave it to my daughter. My daughter loves that, and she wears that. So she still wears that.
I remember you were on a mixtape, a DVD. You was like, we got jewels like rapper. We got cars
like rappers, yes. That was my nickname, something like a rapper.
Something like a rapper.
Something like a rapper.
Wow.
Something else that was near dear to my heart is funny. If you don't know, I've been with my wife since high school. So we've been together 26 years, high school sweetheart, married 19. Wow. Our first argument, and I still have it to this day, was over this right here. Our first real argument. You can see the tape still on the box. Was over these sneakers right here.
Wow.
And I'll tell you why. The original. I'll tell you why. So of course I went to Virginia, Hampton University, and they had a mall.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to the mall. Me and her went to the mall, and I was like, I need these sneakers. And now the mall is packed. The sneaker store is packed. Remember, Iverson is from 757, so they're the biggest sneakers. So I got in there. I tried them on. I walk around the store. I'm thinking I'm fly. Now the store is packed. My wife is like, what are them ugly ass shits? Look like space suits. Bro, I might have cried, bro. I really might have cried. Like, now mind you, the store is packed.
Right.
I'm thinking I'm fly. I'm like, you know, when you got She was like, those are the ugly ass sneakers. And it hurt me. Like, me and her got into a big argument. I'm like, yo, if you don't like them, tell me in my ear. You ain't got to embarrass me in front of the thing. That was our first argument. I think I was 18 and she was 17. Got into a huge argument. I walked off. She was driving and I just left and she was chasing me through the mall. It was crazy, man.
Over the Iversons.
Yeah, the Iversons, the original Iversons.
And you've never worn them since?
Never worn them. After that, I never wore them. I packed them and I never wore them.
How does she feel about them now? Have you ever talked about it?
Now, we laugh at it now. We just say it was a stepping stone to what it was. Because I used to have this habit when we would get mad, I would jump out the car and start walking and she would chase me. And I think the last day I jumped out the car on the highway. And she was like, this is going to be the last time you jump out. And she took off. And I was stuck. And then mind you, this is before Uber. This is before taxi cabs. So I was stuck on the highway like this, waiting for my people to come and get me. I never did it again. I never did it again.
You gotta get Iverson to sign that box or something, man. That's like a real collector's item right there.
Yeah, and Iverson's the homie, so I definitely got to get him to do that, man. Iverson is definitely the homie.
Wow. That's a crazy story, Envy. Mm-hmm. I know you probably made up for it with a bunch of Hermes bags since then, so.
Yeah, nah, we over that. We over that. We over that. So I want to show you one more thing, which is near and dear to my heart. So
absolutely,
as a kid, I wanted one of the GT Mongoose bikes. I wanted it bad, and I grew up in Queens Village, and people was like, "Yo, why'd you go to St. Francis Prep?" My zone school was Andrew Jackson, Andrew Jackson in Queens was the first school to have metal detectors. It was the worst school. LL Cool J stood in front of it on his album cover.
Yeah, you needed like a bulletproof vest to go to Andrew Jackson and a transcript.
So my parents were like, you're not going there. So they made me go to St. Francis Prep. So long story short, when I went to St. Francis Prep, all I wanted was this bike. And my parents were like, nah, you can't. We can't afford the bike. We cannot afford a bike. So the bike, I think at the time was like $350, about $350. And my dad said no. I was like, cool. My dad had chest pains. And he thought he was having a heart attack. So they rushed him to the hospital. So when he got to the hospital, he told my mom, he was like, look, before I die, go buy your son that bike. I don't care. I don't care how much it costs. Go buy that son your bike. Now, thank God he just had like a little, it was just like he was working too hard and his arm hurt. No pain, no nothing with his heart. So they was able to buy me the 2 bikes.
Wow.
So this is the original Mongoose from back in the day. And this is the matching scooter that it went with.
Wow.
Everything is original to the T. It's never been touched. It's not a new bike. This is probably close to 30 years old.
Wow.
Still has air in the tires. You can still ride it. The pegs are still there. As you see, the handlebars are dirty. But this is the original Zoot Scoot GT scooter with the matching Mongoose.
Wow. And do you still ride it? Well, can you ride that bike now?
Yeah. You can still ride it. You can still ride it. My kids ride it. That's why they're a little dirty. My kids ride it. I let my kids ride it. So that means a lot to me because it just shows, especially as a parent, that you want your kid to have everything that they want as long as they deserve it. My grades were good, and as a parent, you do whatever you need to do to make sure your kids got it. So that bike always stays special to me because, like, my parents didn't have it, and they worked their ass to make sure they got it. So that's very special to me. So that bike and that scooter never goes anywhere.
That's awesome. It's kind of like a full circle moment now because now we see you on Instagram getting your Lance Armstrong on, riding 30 miles a day.
Yeah. I would say, with the biking, I got into biking because I wanted to lose weight and I wanted to do some cardio. I hate running. And all my friends, they started getting bikes and I would make fun of them. I'd be like, man, you got the bike, you're an old man. And I was like, you know what, let me try it. I bought the bike and I was connected. I was like, yo, I love it because it's cardio, but you're not running in place or you're not just running. You get to actually see stuff. So we ride through expensive neighborhoods, look at the expensive cribs, or we go down the West Side Highway, or we go uptown, or we go through the boroughs or through Jersey, and it's just sightseeing, but it's also you connect with your brothers or whoever you ride with, and it's just like you shoot the shit, and we could talk about everything from investing to the kids to the wives to whatever it may be, and it's just, I love it, man.
That's awesome. I noticed you got that cool bike with the road bike. Because I saw you posted that some guy dusted you, and you decided to get a new bike. So
we was riding in Jones Beach. We riding, and we think we moving. And this older white guy, overweight. When I say he blew by us and it said, hey, come on, guys, hurry up. Boom. I said, motherfucker. So now I'm pedaling, I'm pushing. I'm like, I can't catch this dude. So I go to the bike store the next day, and I'm like, yo, bro, I need what he has. And it was like, All right, so you know, I had to. I wound up getting rid of that bike. I sold it to a friend of mine, and I bought a new bike, and that's what it was, man. And I ride, you know, 3-4 times a week, 5 times a week if I can.
Wow. So do you drive? You ride all the way from Jersey to like Jones Beach area?
Nah,
That
nah, nah, nah,
oh
nah, nah. So what we do is like I might ride from Jersey to La Marina, and then from La
oh
Marina we get out and then we ride all the way down to the station, or we ride wherever, or
mm.
I ride to Long Island, and then we'll get out there and do 30 miles. But I don't ride all the way
Oh,
to.
okay.
I ain't that about it yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Word. That's
Now this
all good.
and this the last thing I want to show. Now this meant a lot to me because growing up, all the drug dealers in McQueens always had the cars, the
Mhm.
jewelry, and everything. And growing
Yeah.
up, I just wanted one car. It was a BMW E30 M3, right? And of course, I couldn't afford it. I mean, I had people. My first car was a 1986 Honda Accord,
Wow.
and I worked all summer at the U.S. Open. I worked at the U.S. Open, picking up the balls and stuff. Pause, pause, pause. And I saved for rims, and I put rims on the car. I drove it to school the first day. When I came out of school, they stole it.
Wow.
Yeah, stole my 86 Accord. So then after that, I had a if you're from New York, you know Con Edison. So every
Con Ed.
year, after 5 years, 10 years, Con Edison would get rid of their minivans, their trucks. So all I could afford was a Con Edison truck. It was bright blue, vinyl seats, and I would drive around that. That was my car. That's how I knew my wife loved me, because she sat in that car with me with the roll up windows and the vinyl seats, and that was my car. So and then when I started making money, I actually bought a car. But this was the car that I wanted. So I seen it online, and the guy had it in his driveway in his garage, and it was sitting there for like 15 years.
Mm.
And he was like, "Yo, if you want it, you got to come get it in the morning." And I was DJing the club, so I finished DJing the club at like 4 in the morning, and then I drove to Boston. I got to the guy's house at like 7, 8, and I bought it,
Wow.
restored it, and made it to like I was back in the day. Now here it is right here. This is a E30 M3. Everything is original.
Wow.
It has 80,000 miles, 89,000 miles. As you can see, the engine bay and all that is done over, looks spanking new.
And what year is it?
This is a 1988
For
E30
88, for
M3.
only 80 miles, 80,000 miles. It's not
89
bad.
89,000 miles. Oh, everything's original. You see, the
That's not
seats is
bad.
all good. Everything is good. Stick shift, of course. This is the first BMW that they made M series, so it's original. It means a lot. One sold last week online for $200,000.
Wow.
The one before that sold for $80,000. And these cars are investment. This is something that I'll keep forever. My son will keep. He'll take. But this is my last thing that I'm showing. This is what, when I was a kid, inspired me. When I used to see these drug dealers drive them expensive cars,
Mm.
and I was like, one day I want one, but I want to do it the right way. So I did it. You know, this is for the car shows. As you can see, I drive it. It says Envy, so you know it's mine.
Right.
But
Am I tripping, Envy, or is it because the camera is the driving? Is the steering wheel
no,
on
the
the
steering wheel's on the right side. This is the right side, and this is the left side.
what
But
the?
everything is fully done to complete.
Okay. Wow.
Put the AC schnitzers on it. I was gonna do BBs, but I put the AC schnitzers on it.
Man.
And that's just a little bit of my. I'll show you one more car.
You got a lot of cars, Envy,
I got
man.
too many cars, man.
Like, how do you keep up with all these? Do you drive them all?
I do drive it more. You know, when the quarantine wasn't here, I would drive it more.
Mm.
But I'll just show you a couple more. So
Oh
this is
my.
my Aston Martin DBS.
Oh my God.
This is my Ferrari FF.
Yo.
This car right here, it looks like a regular G-Wagon, but it's
Yeah.
not. This is actually a two-door convertible. They only make it in Europe. So they
Wow.
don't even make it in the States. So they only make it in Europe. I don't know if you can see the interior all red.
Oh, look at those guts, man.
So this one has 30,000 miles on it. It's a 2000 with 30,000 miles. I got it from Europe. Now this is this is worth about $200,000, $210,000. So this is worth more than all the G wagons you see now, the 2020 G wagons. This keeps going up in value because they don't make it anymore.
Mm.
Now this is of course my
Oh, gosh.
my Rolls Royce Cullinan, and my wife would drive it so much. I got her own, so she has
Yo.
a white one.
His and hers Rolls Royces.
Yeah, so the funny thing about that is I bought it for a birthday in February. I actually bought it in December, and I was hiding it until February, and I hit it. And I gave it to her for a birthday, and then we went to Super Bowl and all that other stuff. And she never got a chance to drive it. Her truck only has 48 miles on it. She's never driven it because of COVID, because of coronavirus. There's nowhere to go, so we don't
Right.
go anywhere. So all we do is, like I said, we move, and so we go from this house to the other house, or going to get groceries. But we really don't go anywhere. So that's what we do.
Oh my God, Envy. How many cars is it in total?
How many cars do I have?
Yeah.
16. 16.
Yo, you're like Birdman, yo.
I got two, but you know what? I tell everybody, people ask about it, but I try to tell everybody when it comes to things, I make my cars a business. Of course, I do the car shows every year, which suck because we had to cancel 4 car shows this year. And the
Damn.
cars vary. I have 2 Rolls Royce Cullinans. I have the G Wagon convertible, the Ferrari FF, the Aston Martin DBS, the BMW E30 M3. I got the 850 BMW. I call it the drug dealer special. I got the Rolls Royce Dawn. I got a Ford Explorer, the new Ford Explorer I love. That is like my everyday car. I tint it. Nobody even knows I'm in it. I have a Porsche 993, which is the last air-cooled Porsche. I have a Carrera GT, which is the car. That's the car that Paul Walker passed away in. I purchased that for like, not the front, but I purchased it for like $400,000, and it's worth like $900,000 now because they don't make any more of that, and it's a collector's edition. I got a GT2 RS. My daughter has a Land Rover, and I got a 62 Impala that is getting worked on now. So that's it.
Yo, does Geico give you like a discount or something like that on your insurance policy?
Nah, well, you know what? When you have cars like that, you do Geico. Of course, the cars that you drive every day, you go through Geico, and then the cars that you don't drive, you go through a company called Haggerty. And Haggerty understands that you don't drive them every day. Like, I'm not driving this E30 every day, so they don't charge you that high for insurance as most people would.
Yo, see, I didn't even know that shit existed. That's some rich people shit, man.
Haggerty, yeah.
Haggerty. Okay, thank you. As I get on the bus. All right, Envy, appreciate you. I know you got a busy day ahead. I know your daughter's graduating.
Absolutely, man.
Is she gonna get one of those cars today? A spaceship?
Nah, she ain't getting none of these cars. She got her own car. And you can borrow whatever car you want. You want to come take a car? Come take a car, man. You just got to put gas in it. Just come put some gas in it. You good money. That's all. That's cool. Thanks for having me. I just want to tell everybody out there, man, if you're out there, man, this is a good time to invest. I know a lot of you, you did deferments and you didn't have to pay your mortgage, or you did deferments and you didn't have to pay your car notes. Hopefully you're using that money to buy stocks or buy real estate. And hopefully you're using that money so you can make money. That's one thing I tell everybody out there. Like, a lot of people didn't have to pay mortgage, and you didn't have to necessarily pay your car notes. They gave you deferments where they say, you don't got to pay for three months. Right. I'm telling everybody, if you did that, don't go buy Jordans. Don't go buy belts. Don't go buy stupid shit. Buy real estate or buy stocks, because stocks shot up. I'll give you a perfect example. I know Boeing at one time, or even Disney, shot up from, I think, like $92 to like $140. Yep. I know Delta dropped all the way to 20, and I think we went back up to like 60. Now you think about it, $20 to $60. If you buy one stock, it's 20. You tripled your money. But now if you put 1,000, you just made 3,000. You put 100,000, you made 300,000. You put 1,000,000, you made 3 million. So that is the way the mind frame. And I'm just telling everybody, even if you had kicks and you had sneakers, sell them shits. Sell them while you online. Sell them while you home, because you can't wear them anyway. Go to StockX, sell those sneakers, and use that money to buy stocks or to buy property. Just think about, that's the money I don't see. Like, hey, you're not going out for the next couple of months. Use that money, buy some stocks, act like it doesn't even exist. And you know what? If it doesn't work, fuck it. You was going to dirty them sneakers up anyway. So that's the way I want you guys to think. That's why I've been thinking during this pandemic. And, it's been working pretty well.
Envy, I mean, you've been making money for a long time, and it seems like it's not slowing down anytime soon, pandemic or no pandemic.
Now we working. And that's what I tell people. You got to think of how you can make money. And to all the DJs out there, I know a lot of DJs were like, yo, how can I make money? And I was telling DJs this. Think about it like this. Let's say you do a weekly mix, Friday night, 10 to 12. Go to the local stores that's open that needs promotion. Go to that local pizzeria that's in your neighborhood. You don't need $10,000 from them. Let's say you want to take $500, or let's say you take $250. You're doing the same mix. Go to 10 different stores and get $250. Go to 10 different stores and get $100. Now you're getting $1,000, $2,500 for that same mix. You know, go to some other stores, go to a car dealership, go to this place, go to that place. You're doing the same mix, and that same mix can get you a couple of grand, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. When you do it, make sure you do it well.
Right. And before you get out of here, I always wanted to know this. During the mixtape boom, late 90s, early 2000s, what was the money like for a person like you and Clue when y'all were doing the mixtapes?
I couldn't imagine what Clue was making. But we used to do, every time we dropped a mixtape, we would do 30 to 50,000. Yeah.
Dollars?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
No wonder why Clue was flooding the market.
Yeah, so I'm sure Clue was doing 70, 80,000. But we would do around 30,000 a mixtape, and you know, depending on what it was. The whatchamacallit mixtape was Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back, classic.
You know, but that's what it was. You know, you think about it, we sold masters and we sold tapes. And if it was a good tape with a song that people want, you sold out crazy. And we were able to make those tapes. We were buying the tapes for cheap. We had all the, you know, one thing about me and Clue is we both, like, let's say I had 4, 5 machines. He had 7 machines. We put them all together. So we were able to produce tapes and CDs together, you know? So that's what we were able to do. That was the best thing about doing it.
Queens get the money.
Queens get the money.
Oh my God. All right, well, let me go bootleg something real quick. And Envy's always a pleasure, man. I appreciate everything you've done. Breakfast Club, the greatest morning show of all time.
Thank you, man.
I love the DJ, the fundraiser you did for the DJs a couple months ago. That was really commendable. Of course, what you're doing with real estate and financial literacy, empowering for people like us, it's, you know, you deserve a Nobel Peace Prize for it, man.
Thank you, brother. I don't want all that. I just want to see my own win, man. I want to see my own get out there and own stuff. I'm tired of going to all these auction houses and not seeing our own community there. I just want to see our own. I just want to see our own making money. I just want to see our own profit. I just want to see our own get what we're supposed to get. That's all.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you. Have a good day. Congrats to your daughter on graduating.
Thank you, brother. Salute, brother.
Yes, sir. And I'll talk to you soon.
All right, brother.
All right. Peace. Another episode of Artifacts in the Books. Oh, man. I got to get my money up, man. $30,000 to $50,000 off of mixtapes? What the fuck? Those days is over, though. That's for damn sure. But anyway, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Never know who's going to pop in next week. Make sure you subscribe, share, tell a friend. Artifacts, link is in the bio. We'll be back real soon. Shout out to everyone for tuning in, all the regulars. New face, so you Miss Milan. My man, Weeze, Tubbs, everybody that's been tuned in. I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. Let's keep growing this thing, all right? Again, subscribe, share, tell a friend. All right? So, see you guys next week. Be safe. Be good. We out.